Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, 100 Grand, your personal agent for change, making life easy, Barzini.
And I'm Fempreneur Extraordinaire, Tech Diva all day, Dre Renee.
And this is the crossroads where there's only one rule.
Be free to be you.
I want to give you a big old hug. So bad right
Oh,
now.
thank you.
I gotta be nice today.
Oh, yeah. Child. I've had a day. I've had some days, but
uh,
yeah,
I
had a
think
day.
I ain't gonna pick on you today.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all, listen, let me tell you, I got an ear full of that
Yeah.
frustration earlier. And then that, and
Yeah. I just want you to know how I
uh-huh.
was coming into the situation.
Yeah, I got
But you
you.
know what? Hey, I'm glad to be here. I'm not
Mhm.
giving off no funkiness to the
Oh
folks.
no,
It's all
you
good.
always get it together for the people.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, whether
Oh,
it's
yeah.
real energy or you got to push it out.
Manufactured. Yeah.
Look,
Yep.
we've both been there, but I'm here for you. We gonna have a good time tonight.
Indeed.
That's-
Indeed. Indeed.
So, as always, let's handle business first, y'all. The Crossroads podcast is brought to you by the House of 334.
It's the house.
For all your business branding and copyright needs, go to house of334.com. It is black owned, it is woman owned, it is black woman owned, and it is amazing. And make sure you move quickly because the house will fill up fast. The Crossroads podcast is also brought to you by The Crossroads. You can go to our bit.ly, that's bit.ly/, The Crossroads, XROSSROADZ, for everything that we do, all of our socials, donation link. But we don't want you to donate anymore. You know why? Because we have a whole Patreon for you to become a member of, with all of our exclusive content, including the replays of this episode that you're watching right now. So if you didn't
Yay.
catch it live, our members can catch it on the replay, as well as other exclusive content and early releases for the content that is coming your way. So make sure that you go join the Patreon. We have different, various levels of support, but it doesn't matter what level you support, you're going to get all the content just the same. So whether you are a roadie or a trailblazer, it's all the same. We love y'all all just the same. So we appreciate that. So make sure you go over to the Patreon. That's patreon.com/ the crossroads, to help support that and spread the word. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube right now, make sure you click like, click subscribe, click the bell so you can get notifications, click the share button so we can spread the word and help grow this. And also, if you know other podcasters that are looking to partner, we want to make sure that we're growing our partnership and podcast community. So send them our way. Send us an email or DM us a link to some of your other favorite podcasters that are out there. Now we may not be able to connect with the million follower big wigs just yet. We getting there, but people that are beginner to mid level podcasters that are growing their audiences as well. Those are the ones we especially want to connect with.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, or interesting people that you would love to see on the show. So send us all that information. Go to the bit.ly, our email and everything is on there, or DM us for all of that. But episode 7.
I can't believe we're at the end almost.
Yeah, I mean of the season, but
Right,
then
right, right, right.
we ain't gonna do
But
this.
it takes a while for them to like get back in the saddle. So
Right. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all now. I don't know who I need to call HBO, but we not waiting another 2 years.
that sounds like for 8 episodes.
Right.
God,
We
please.
waited 2 years for 8. And now actually, okay, let me shut up. Let me shut up because I haven't the slightest idea until I watch the BTS of
Mm-hmm.
what goes into making the shows and stuff like that. And I saw one, and it's just things that you don't think about. Um, like I was watching some behind the scenes on for Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
And so we in the books, Tyrion actually has his nose chopped off um
Yee.
in the Battle of Blackwater Bay. Right. So, in the show he got the slit down his face, but he actually gets his nose chopped off or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do it because of course that would have to be CGI.
Yeah.
And when you think about one, how expensive it is, like the budget, and they have to go and edit every scene and every cut and every take with him in it to remove his nose. So they're just like, look, just slash his face. So
Right. And let's keep the party going.
yeah, keep it pushing. We can do that in makeup. But all that stuff that happens in post is you know a crazy thing. And for anybody that works in film or production, one of the things that you hate to hear is "we'll fix it in post." Like editors hate that. So me learning how to edit video stuff like I've worked on various levels in film, and so just the different jobs from first AD to editing to some acting and all that other stuff. You
Mhm.
your post production, and we've had these conversations too, like in our production meetings. Your post production starts in your pre production.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you have a great pre production, then you're going to have great production. If you have great production, you'll have great post production. So you want to make everyone's job easier by planning. That's not what we're here to talk about, but
Mm.
it's just a little side note.
Little insight, little insight. So say hello if you are on. We want to know who's joining the conversation this evening. We're broadcasting live in a couple of places. Oh, hey, Maisha. She's over. I was like, let me switch over to see what's happening in Instagram.
Oh, I might want to
The
go over
Let's
there
Go
too.
Dragon War. Yes. That's pretty much what this whole situation is about. Okay. I've been asking for it. Let's
Yeah,
get to it.
y'all wanted dragons. They gave
They
y'all
they gave us
dragons.
dragons. Yeah.
Um, I mean, there's still more to go, but it's like I keep telling everybody that it's like, oh, this is slow, and folks are forgetting, like, again, you're able to watch Game of Thrones all the way through, and Game of Thrones has plenty of those filler, informational, slower episodes, especially in the first couple of seasons. That's setting up the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's over now. You know where it's going, so it's kind of like you just go on for the ride. And I admit that I didn't start watching Game of Thrones until it ended,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now I'm on my 12th run. I'm in
My
season
God.
7. I mean, it's not that far. It ended in what, 2019, so that's 5 years. So I've watched it on average twice a year since
Yeah.
it aired. That's
That's
not,
just a lot.
is it?
Do you, yes. Do you watch anything else? Or
Yeah,
oh, okay. I mean,
on
shout out.
occasion,
That
but
just
it's
seems
like,
like it's because it's such a lengthy series. You probably don't have to pay attention to it. You can probably recite
yeah,
some of the episodes, but
right. A lot
um
of them. So I'm not just. It's like I watch other stuff. I'm not just like watching it all the way through. It's like, oh, I'm still in, and I'll play an episode here and there, like as it goes. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Um, but no, I don't have to pay attention to it. I can listen to it because I know what's happening. But it's kind of like it's an easy show to watch when you don't know what to watch. Because I don't like wasting my time watching something that I know I don't like, and I'm
Mhm.
always gonna like that. You know what I mean? So sometimes I play it for the noise, or I'm unwinding and I don't have to think, right? So
Oh yeah, no, I have those
yeah.
shows too. That's just not one of them, but probably because I haven't watched it that many times for it to become that familiar. I
Uh-huh.
do plan to watch it again, but then I'm thinking like, okay, I do want to get in the books.
Hmm.
I don't have that much time, so I have to choose wisely.
Right.
But you know who had time? Rhaenyra had time because Rhaenyra hopped her tail on
Oh,
Cyrax and was like, "Who that with that
right.
dragon?"
Right. Like, now I will say this. I was expecting so much more from that scene
I
than
mean, what do you do when you getting ready to ride out on somebody and then they go, "My queen"?
right.
You're just like, "Oh, okay. I thought
Well,
I
no,
was
so what I
gonna."
meant, so like, okay, after we watched episode 6,
Mm-hmm.
and uh Adam got sea smoke, they bonded or whatever, and then we seen her right off it with Cyrax. And so then when we see the preview for the next week, and then you see the scene on the beach with the dragons facing each other and they standing there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You think it's supposed to
Yeah,
be some
I was
smoke?
like, all right, that scene right there, and so I'm waiting, I'm anticipating that moment. And then they
Mm-hmm.
open with that scene, and it's like, hey, I'm the queen. Hey, I'm Alan.
You are.
All
You
right,
are the queen.
I'm Adam, and I want to serve you. Oh, well, you kneel kind of quick. Yeah.
Just like, what do you
You
need,
want
my
to,
queen? I
right.
don't.
So basically, like, if you make that scene, if that was a hood movie, right? A hood movie with dragons. Hey, yo, I'm the queen. In case you ain't know, just to let you know, I'm the queen. He like, all right. And so she's like, you got one of my dragons, you know what I'm saying? What you want? He like, hey, I'm trying to learn how to ride it.
Right. Teach me your ways.
You know, and I'm trying to be from your set. What's up? I'll bet. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, you kneeling kind of quick for somebody that just came up. Hey, I've been working over here all my life, so I'm trying to do this now. You feel me? She's like, I feel you. You want to come back to the crib? Bet. Like, can you drive it? Can you at least drive it back to the crib? I mean, I could try.
I could try. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Or take it to bed. Boys, can you drive a stick?
I can
I can
learn.
learn.
Right.
That was the ghettoest, truest smoke. I can learn.
I can learn. Like, oh, okay.
But yeah, I just expected more from that. I mean, it wasn't a bad scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It did what it did, but I thought that was going to be more of a moment than what it turned out to be.
Mm-hmm.
But he did get back to the crib, and you would think, oh boy, Lord Bartimus, he running off at the mouth again. I think he
was like, is that the one that got slapped?
Yeah. I'm like, bro, you just got slapped last episode.
Oh gosh.
This time you're talking to Corliss, you're talking to somebody that people actually do fear.
Mm-hmm.
And you still like basically you need to control your people. We can't have your people, you know what I'm saying, walk around stealing dragons. And I'm like, really? Is it because he black? He had to steal it.
He had to steal because he right.
Right.
So yeah, but I mean, throughout the episode, the whites they were unhappy that black man had claimed one of these here dragons. They couldn't understand.
Right. It's
okay. Hey, Callie Bell. Yes, family in the Patreon
members.
Yes, I love that. There should have been a training battle.
I mean, it's still relatively new. It could. I mean, we could probably get some of that in the next episode. Like,
might pop off.
Yeah. So they still gotta learn, but then we have Rhaenyra move forward with the idea. Well, no, Masari. So Masari is really kind of running shit right now.
Masari know what to do.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me get up in here.
Because Rhaenyra keeps looking for like highborn blood, or and Masari is like, hey, you be better off looking underneath. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because look what highborn blood has gotten us thus far.
Right.
Look at your brothers.
Yeah, basically, because you got Rhaenyra talking about like, hey, they not gonna like that too much, and she was like, your brothers are highborn. No, because she was like, if they're highborn, there's honor, like a code of honor and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, your brothers are pure blood. Are they fighting with honor? Like, she just got a way of putting stuff to where you like,
you got a point.
I think there's this, like, it's kind of not kind of, but it's also social commentary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you think about how do things play out in our society, when black people do something, oh, it's thugs, it's rioting, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When white people do it, it's patriotism. We talk about war, right? Or we talk about violence, but when what's considered highborn are politicians, like, how are they less violent than gang members?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
We call it gang violence or black on black crime over here, but over here it's called war, right? You just legalize your violence, and your violence has way higher implications of destruction than the streets do. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that's real interesting in House of the Dragon. It's this highborn versus lowborn, and it's the same thing. You calling them mongrels and all this stuff. Like, I lost so much respect for Jace. Not that I'm had a whole lot anyway, because like I'm more and more I'm disliking him. So I think I mentioned last week how, why are you walking around? He never leaves the castle. We've only seen him leave Dragonstone to go to the Riverlands, right? That once. but he always walking around with his sword in the house. Like, who are you finna fight? Why are you walking around with this sword all the
Oh
damn time? You're the only
God.
one walking around with a damn sword, right?
But clearly he has a complex, which he
You
wound up.
ain't been in not near fight, near
Yeah.
battle. Like you
Right.
can't go into battle on your dragon because you ain't never been in no battle. You ain't fought with a sword since you was training with your uncles when you was little, right? We
Mm-hmm.
ain't seen him in any kind of combat situation, but you walking around with your chest out and your sword on, with your hand on the pommel of your sword, like you really about to do something.
You
There's
about
no
it.
one there for you to do anything to. Like, go put it up. Go put it up.
And
You ain't
there's that.
who's there to even train you? You don't even train as much as like you did when you was in King's Landing. So like
Mm-mm.
he wants this kingly warrior type uh persona, but it ain't you, you know. And I also pointed out like people are way too comfortable talking crazy to Rhaenyra.
Oh yeah.
Right. So after Masaria tells her, like, hey, go get the lowborn people, they'll fight for you. And you come back, you got Bartimaeus talking again, but he's talking to Corlys this time. You got Jason there talking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the Dragon Keepers talking crazy.
Oh,
Like,
they were like, we don't have time for this. Okay,
right.
you brought this other dude in here, got us lit up, and
Yeah.
now here you go, just every time Dick and
Bringing,
Harry.
yeah, like bringing the homeless home.
Yeah, we're not with it.
But so before she went down there, though, she did have the conversation with Jason. Their parentage finally came up as a conversation. Now that was a very necessary conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But he still was acting like a little hoe.
And there it is.
Right. So one, you coming in calling people mongrels,
Mongrels.
and you a bastard, and you a bastard.
That's what I was like, did he forget? And then I was like, no, he didn't forget.
He didn't forget because he always
Because
knew.
yeah. Well,
Like my
people
daddy
always
supposed to
feel
be
like
black.
they know that they have a shortcoming, but somebody else's,
It's shorter.
is shorter. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that whole thing, like, did you think about how I would look when you took him, Lord Strong
Like,
to your bed?
no.
Like now, that couldn't have been no black one. But like, first of all, who I take to my bed ain't none of your
Hey,
business.
your business. Right. Right.
Don't worry about who your daddy is.
Right. Right. You my heir. Okay.
Right. But I think, what are your thoughts on this? Because I thought it was super selfish and self-serving, his reasoning, because he doesn't want her to. It wasn't that they were mongrels. It was that if she used these people as dragon riders, then
He's not special.
it invalidates his claim to the
Mhm.
throne.
Yeah.
Because
But wasn't all this his idea to begin with?
but
Like
that's
she
what she
was.
said. She was like, you was
Yeah.
on board when he was like, oh, but he's highborn, he's a lord. And yet he was less worthy than them. I mean, of course, they found that out afterwards.
Mhm.
But the thing is, and I was having this conversation, your whole claim to the throne is based on the perception of you being a god, right?
Mhm.
Because they view dragons as gods and the dragon riders as gods. And if they find that anybody can ride them, then they won't, So God forbid you have to rule as king and be an actual man, right? And not rule based on people's perception of you, like all the other lords have to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was, he was a little hoe for that. But and just like you, and then don't do it like you in the middle of a war without an army. And so it's just like, so what would you have me do? Like I hate people that you can point out the problem and point out what you don't want someone to do, but you have no solutions, no battle experience, no battle strategy. You was a kid that grew up in peacetime. Well, everybody there did, really.
Right.
And you ain't got no solutions. Well, don't do it because then I can't be king. They won't look at me like a king.
It's like, child, they've been talking about you since you got here.
Like, You already, you know,
Don't you worry.
right. But then we got, listen, when I tell you, then we go over to Heron Hall.
I was gonna say before we go there. So the young men they were feeling themselves this episode.
Hey,
Okay.
weren't they though?
They was like, you know what? We got something to say. So Jace is first.
Uh-huh.
And then we get
Oscar Tully.
Lord Oscar Tully.
Listen,
Paramount. What is
when
he?
Lord Paramount,
Lord Paramount.
they're the liege lord of the Riverlands.
Liege Lord. Yeah.
Listen, when I tell you he grabbed his little sack, this
He was like, let's be clear, okay? Who it is and who's in charge here.
but
It's
but
not you, King Consort. No,
no,
Prince Damon.
my prince.
My
He's
prince.
like, watch your mouth. Like he basically was like, or what? You
Yeah.
want my army or not?
He
You know what I'm
and
saying?
stepped up to him like,
Yeah. So will
you
you have our army?
right.
You
What
gonna
you
like
want? Because we can go back to the house.
Yeah, but this is what I find real interesting is that Damon is losing his air of like no there people are fearing him less. Like people don't fear him.
No.
And that's because he's not backed by Viserys, in my opinion. Right? So notice all his flexing and everything else, he always had Viserys. Like Viserys was about his family. He backed Damon and he backed Rhaenyra. Period. Right? No matter what he did. So no matter how big Damon messed up, Viserys was always going, like he'll be mad for a second, maybe, but he was always going to support his brother. Right. When he was Lord Commander of the City Watch, he out there murking folks. And then Viserys was like, but y'all told him to clean it up. I mean, that's my brother. What you want me to do? You know, he walked into the small council talking greasy to the hand. You know,
yeah.
Like, and instead of telling Damon to stop, he tells Otto, you know, he just be trying to make you mad. I was just saying that to make you mad. Right?
Shout out to Mace.
Yeah. And he causes friction and trouble everywhere he goes. He goes and joins up with Corlys and goes to war in the Stepstones against his brother's orders. And what does Viserys do? Ends up sending help. And then, well, I don't want your help. I want to stand on my own, so. But when Viserys was alive, he always had that support, whether he was the heir or not. And he kept trying to vie for even more. Like, it was just never enough, But now that Viserys is gone and he's the king, like, a queen has more of an air of power than a king consort. And I mean, like, Helena. Right? Helena's the queen. Like, you don't say, queen consort, or it's just the queen.
The queen.
Right? But when you get to the king, you don't just say, like, even if the queen is the monarch, you don't even get to be called the king. It's the king consort. And he even mentioned that. I was like, wasn't that last part unnecessary?
Unnecessary? Like, as you are.
Right.
As you are. But yeah, so Oscar Tully, they kept taking little jabs at him and his age and the fact that he was young. He's like, yeah, I'm young, I'm inexperienced, so I'm just gonna rely on what my grandsire did, and that's dope, right? Because we talk about young people. Well, I'll say these days. Clearly, those aren't these days, but those days were way before us. But the fact that he had so much respect and reverence for the word of the person that preceded him, his grandfather. And so he's like, yeah, we're going to continue to hold on to the allegiance that we have to King Viserys, which means that, they will be backing Rhaenyra and not you, Prince Damon.
Prince Damon. And then went on to say, and like, y'all know I don't have no love for Damon, but
he did. I mean, he was like jabbing, like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna say the things I need to say.
All
So,
right.
a promise is a promise. So we're gonna go ahead and do this.
We're gonna find. We're gonna
Much to
find.
my
Yeah.
chagrin,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. But
However,
yeah. But
right.
when he flipped the script on Lord Blackwood.
Willem, yeah.
Yeah. Willem thought he was in there. Like, hey, we caught the people that, you know what I'm saying, swore to Aegon, and now we're gonna unite. And he was like, yeah.
Actually, we're not.
But you know, and then he checked him and then made Damon kill him.
That was some G stuff right there.
Hey,
So you want me
Oscar
to get this
went.
right or no?
Yeah.
So he's been paying attention.
Mhm.
Because that's like that's an OG thing to do. Like, he
Right.
wasn't
But
just this little boy just hanging around. He
yeah.
was picking up the game.
Yeah. So, and I think he did that because remember what he was saying, he didn't know if they were gonna follow him or not. So
Mm-hmm.
I gotta come out here and make some boss moves. Because remember, they was pissed off at what Willem had done
Yes.
to the Brackens. So all the other
Mm-hmm.
lords wasn't on board with the Blackwoods. So it was like, yeah, they did this, but you did that. And so let me make
Mm-hmm.
everybody happy. I'm gonna let you know, like, hey, we're gonna follow Damon, but I want y'all to know I don't like Damon either.
Right.
Right. And so I think he just moved all the chess pieces to like, hey, but we need him on our side. We're gonna keep our pledge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make it right with y'all, so y'all will back me, and then we gonna back him. You know.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Smart.
So I'm interested to see how that plays out, and then we go back inside to Dragonstone where
No, before we get, because that's
Uh-oh.
about to be a thing. I wanted to touch on Corliss and Adam. Yeah, he's like, well
well
done.
done.
I was like, that's all you got for your boy? It was like, now you know, and I know, and we know.
I mean, do we gotta really say
right.
it? Do we gotta really say it? Like,
hit him with the well done and rolled out.
I mean, you here now. You know what I'm saying? You a lord now. You know, and then tried to go get his brother. Like, all right, look, your brother got a dragon. You want one too? I mean,
and bro's like,
I'm salt and sea, homie.
Yeah, I'm good. And then he had this proud look. I was like, oh, has he found his heir? Could he do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then
he can naturalize him at any point. He can make him a Valerian. He's already a Valerian, but
right.
Kind of like you saw Roose Bolton do with Ramsay.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So it's like, yeah, you can give him your name. And that's what John wanted from Ned, but the reason I mean, we all know the reason why Ned didn't do it, because like, nah, you something bigger than this, homie. But couldn't tell him.
Right.
So and I always wonder why they just didn't tell who John was after it was all said and done. Like, yeah, he's actually the king, the rightful king.
King.
Yeah, you scared of Grey Worm? Like, that could have got somebody way more imposing than Grey Worm. I'm like, who's scared of Grey Worm? Like, because it's little. But I know it's just a show. So now are we in Dragonstone now?
Oh, also, Allison took a pause for the call. She was like, I don't
look. I'm so sick of Allison and her. She moped this whole.
Allison was like, I need a break.
They won't let me rule, so I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go in the woods. They don't like me. Like,
I was like,
so that because they're doing to you what
screen?
You did to Rhaenyra, now you don't like. You go swimming, ma'am.
Getting her float on. Float on. There you go. Yeah.
You know, now y'all on already a show. Y'all have tuned into the stylings of Jay and Dre.
Yeah. I like it. Now let her have her self-care moment. Okay. She in there just.
But you know what? It wasn't even so much the self-care moment. It's the moping. She just got this mopey face all the time. Like,
and it's like, you did it to yourself, sis. Like, I mean, okay, let me not be like that.
Nah, she did. No. No, we ain't doing that. Look, we finna go to like our regular episodes and start talking about accountability up in this month.
I'm like,
You
oh
raised these
God.
badass kids.
You did. You
That's done took
did.
over the kingdom and running it into the ground. Now they don't listen to you. You done gave them all this power. You done told them, you know what I'm saying, my son is my king, literally. Right? And now
Literally.
they're in the position that you schemed and plotted and squabbled, you know what I'm saying, to put them in. And
Yeah, that's what
now,
you want.
right, now that they're here and they ain't paying you no money, they don't listen to you. Now it's a problem. And then when you wanted to run it, thinking that because you thought you was gonna be able to just manipulate them, and you could when it was Aegon, and you didn't do nothing but shit on him his whole life, you know, do nothing. Like you not even fit. Just sit there and do nothing and let us do it. Right now, you got Aemon, who's the opposite and ain't gonna listen to nothing you say. Who was not searching for love or
and
validation.
took your seat.
Right.
Not
And
have a seat, but you can't have a seat. Go
exactly
elsewhere.
You know what I'm saying? So now all of this is happening. You start getting treated like other women, you know, have been treated, the way that the realms are treating Rhaenyra. You're getting a taste of that, and you don't like it. You don't like it, you know. So I have zero sympathy, empathy, and any other
I see.
For thee.
For thee. All right. Well, with that being said, we gonna
Take your
take back
ass
over to
home.
Dragonstone.
Right.
Let's skip on over to Dragon.
Right. You know, nah, like you just in the woods pouting. And oh boy, your Kingsguard is straight like, hey, how long you trying to be out here? When you trying to go back? I'm not sure I want to come back.
Okay.
Listen, if I wouldn't try not to get flagged on YouTube for what I really want to say.
I know, right?
But
we'll have to do some. We'll do our uncuts over on
right
Patreon.
for the Patreon. Right. So Rhaenyra sends word to King's Landing that Rhaenyra is looking for dragon riders, you know,
right,
and they having auditions. I think like when his homies found out and told him, like, yeah, but my leg,
I'm not gonna be able to.
Yeah, I was gonna be first in line, but you know. Oh yeah, that line came back so quick. And then you had Hugh go down there. So I don't know where all these random blondes thought what that.
Hugh had to tell his wife, like,
I'm kind of a Targaryen. Yeah. So like,
right.
Exactly.
And they was like, you've been getting all these free drinks, and you mean to tell us?
Right.
I was like, uh-oh. Not just that you lied, but wait, hold on. You've been drinking for free off of everybody.
Hey, exactly. So
hop on that dragon.
You get out there, and I don't know what dude with the twisted face thought he was about to do.
Get burnt up. Soon as he stepped, I was like, "This
ain't you been in enough accidents?
Yeah, I was like, this isn't right.
You look like you've been here before."
Narrowly escaped, and now you're back.
And I hope that was makeup while I'm talking and laughing. I hope that wasn't his actual face. So my apologies if it is.
Yeah, because his whole face was like, it was like
somebody pushed it over there to just stay. Like, yeah, let me stop. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, the assumption is that he was.
Yeah,
something happened in the show, not necessarily that.
Right, and hopefully that. I'm gonna have to Google that. Who's the actor that?
Oops.
Yeah.
In any event, he stepped up first.
Yeah, and then got.
And Vermithor came out like.
Yeah, refried him.
Why are y'all messing with me?
Why I was Vermithor was not playing at all.
And then he dragoned, you know.
Because that's what dragons do.
That's what dragons do.
Yeah. So
Rhaenyra and them was like, "Oop, let's get up. We got to get."
Yeah, I'm gonna go up here.
Yeah. Y'all figure that out down there. I'm up here. I'll watch from the.
Yeah. But this is continuity issue for me.
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that Rhaenyra was able to bring Vermithor to heal, right? Even though she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't his writer,
I was wondering about that.
you
I was
know.
definitely gonna ask you,
But
like, was it because they know she was the queen, or how
right,
did
but then
she?
when Sir Stephen went there, who was also of Targaryen blood, he got fried, and then not that he was going to allow Rhaenyra to ride him, but he ain't burn her up for not being his rider.
Mm-hmm.
So then why did, Sea Smoke burn up, like
Well, why do all the dragon? Who are they? What is it called? The dragon team, the
the
dragon
Dragon
tamers.
Lords
Thank
or
you.
the
I was like,
the Dragon Tamers? Yeah, huh?
yeah, because they get to do right, don't they? Get close, and I mean, before last week when one of them
Yeah,
got
maybe
burnt
it's
up,
in the book of their
it
skill, and they
might
grow up
be
with
in the
them and they
book.
kind of raise them or whatever
Mm-hmm.
with their little sticks, Lekiri, kind of. I'm taking classes in Valyrian.
Valerian. Hi,
I
Valerian.
Valyrian.
Okay.
And people that read the book swear to God they speak Valyrian. That's how they act. Like, ugh, you know. This I want to put this out there too for the people that have read the books. Don't be assholes.
Oh, and tell us what's happening.
No, just don't be assholes because you read the book.
No, just that's
No,
it.
not just legit. No, because I'm in this one House of the Dragon group, and the book readers just are so condescending.
Oh
Like if
yeah.
somebody has a theory or this is if you just read the books, I don't know why people are scared, and I was like,
Oh Lord.
like
So that's where
really?
we start. We didn't read the books. We're gonna
Yeah.
start there.
And then they start turning themes in the show into social issues. So like
Oh.
questioning Adam and Alan's mother if they're a Targaryen or not. Like, and so it was like, how come no one ever considered the mother's lineage? Like women just like man,
It's not
there's
about that.
dragons in the show. Okay. There's dragons. It's not real. It's a fantasy world, right? So she mad in the group talking about how come we're not talking about we're literally talking about it right now. There's several discussions questioning if their mother was Targaryen because Adam was able to be a dragon rider,
Mm-hmm.
or is it because he's of old Valyria, like he has the blood of old Valyria? So it's like, can the Valyrians ride dragons or not? The suggestion is, especially when Corlys was like, we're not dragon lords,
Mm-hmm.
but Laena and Laenor were able to ride dragons because they were half Targaryen. The same with Baela and Rhaena,
Mm-hmm.
they're Targaryen,
Right. So the mother very well might be
part
or
Targaryen.
should be. I guess.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because
According to them, she has to be Targaryen.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he was like, "Look, I'm gonna admit, I don't know much
I don't
about
know your mama like that. Yeah, I was like, "Whoop."
that."
I don't know your mama like that,
Like we
but
was in the bar, had a couple of drinks, things kind of happened. I didn't ask no questions. You know what I'm saying? Like
at least twice, right? Because
at least twice.
like
Yeah, at least twice.
you came back
Yeah.
for part two.
So who knows with that one? But you got Vermithor burning people up
I
and
mean,
eating people
crazy.
up
And I'm about to say, and chomping. Like, fried
everybody
them and
getting it.
then flipped them up and
Yeah,
grabbed them.
yeah. He having a good old time.
Took the meat and took it on. I was like, wow. Look at
Right.
that.
The bronze fury. Now, also rewinding about an hour, we got to Laris and I forget old boy's name that's on the small council.
Oh, yeah. Iron
Something, whatever.
Rod.
Yeah.
Because I looked it
But
up because I was like, I'm gonna impress him today that I know somebody. Iron Rod, I believe, was his
got
name.
you. See, you got a name that I didn't remember. Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
I need to get the applause sound effect.
Right.
But he's like, hey, should we tell Eamon that Sea Smoke got a rider or nah?
Like, no, we.
Yeah.
You can go.
You could tell him like you can, but
And I think he was thinking about telling them until it's like, well, who'd you hear it from? Or how do you know?
Yeah. So that's why I think he's trying to hand it off to Larry. It's like, hey, but you're the master of whisperers, though. It probably should come from you. He's like, nah, but you don't want heard it though, so it should probably come from you.
But he heard it from 5 different people. I was like, a game
but
of
Laris,
telephone.
yeah, but Laris played him in the end. Was like, maybe we shouldn't tell him at all.
Mm-hmm.
But Eamon is gonna find out, and then he's gonna be like, "Why y'all didn't tell me?" And Laris is gonna be like, "Hey, I mean, I
It
didn't
was
think you was
rumors.
gonna
It was
trip
rumored.
personally.
On the wood.
Yeah, I think he was gonna get that bad personally."
Oh
Hey, you look like a fast. I say you
God. You gotta run.
so Ulf turns out to be a Targaryen after all,
Mm-hmm.
right? So after
And he knew it was over. He
yeah,
was
he's just
like
like,
this.
all right, yeah,
Had his eyes closed,
yeah.
ready for the fry. And then he
But
opened his eyes
why did
like, wait,
yeah? So after I'll
we
say
good?
yeah, so Hugh claims Vermithor, but why is after Ulf claims Silverwing, the first thing he do is fly over King's Landing.
Because that's what niggas do. Like, look at my new Hey, they see me rolling. They
Hey, hey,
hating.
controlling, they're trying to catch me riding dirty.
He was
Like,
getting it. I was like, I
like,
don't even think he knows how to ride. Like, this
nah,
man
he
gonna
just
die.
and so Aemon is like, oh, you got your whip. Let me go get one. So he tried to go hop on Vagar. So I wonder though, was that on purpose? Because he flew back to Dragonstone real quick when Vagar came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so did Rhaenyra want him to do that? And so that
Oh,
when Aemon pulled up, and then
and they
Cyrax,
was there like
Vermithor, and yeah,
all the big homies.
and so
Problem?
yeah, oh,
Give
you got a
the
problem?
ice
You
cube
got a
problem.
problem? Yeah.
Problem.
So, but they got what I think 6. So
Yeah.
you got Cyrax, Virmac.
Cyrax. I don't know all the dragon names. I know the 4 that we saw here, but
Right.
the 2 kids got one too, but I don't know those names.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
So
list them. You do it. Go ahead.
I forget Bayless.
I know I counted 6, but I don't remember
Something
the
smoke
names.
or drink, whatever. I forget Bayless
Okay.
dragon. So you got Bayless dragon, you got
Mhm.
Virmax, which is Jace's dragon.
Okay.
Cyrax is Rhaenyra's dragon.
Okay.
Vermithor is
Mhm.
Hugh. Silverwing is Ulf. You still have Rhaena is gonna get sheep stealer at some point, I'm sure.
Mhm.
And then you have Caraxes, which is
Oh yeah, Damon's dragon.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, potential for
And I'm
7.
not sure, is Balerion dead? I don't know if he's dead. It might come up somewhere.
Book
But
people. book people.
book
Yeah.
y'all book
Drop it in the comments when you
right,
see
right.
it. Yeah, be
I
ready to
mean,
book.
after this, I'm gonna be the book. So between
We're gonna be book people.
seasons, yeah, we're gonna be book people.
Okay.
She's looking like
Now I'm down. I'm down. If I'm not in it by myself, I'm down.
yeah.
If
Nah,
it's good, I'll read.
I mean, we know what we're reading, so it's kind of
That's
like
true too.
we just gonna be filling in a lot of gaps and some things that aren't gonna be the same. Kind of like in the book, Catelyn Stark is brought back to life by one of the priests. I think it's I forget which one. Probably Thoros of Myr brings her back, and now she's a character that's out there killing for revenge from the Red Wedding. But they didn't do that in Game of Thrones. Like once she was dead, she was dead.
She was dead.
So,
Whew.
yeah, I just think if they did it exactly like the book, it's just gonna cost a lot of money, and it would still be going right now.
Right.
But we'll see. So we got new Dragon Riders. We got.
Oh wait, I have another question. When Ulf, when he first went down there, he stepped on the little dragon egg. Did he kill a baby or?
No, I think he just uncovered it.
Oh, okay, because I was like, I feel like you wouldn't be able to claim the big dragon if you didn't mess.
I mean, but
they
said less than half of them actually hatch anyway. But I think Silverwing was more about the bond than the egg.
Clearly.
She's like, I can get more eggs. I can't get too many more riders. Who go?
Don't turn into something else. Ow.
Right. So,
Good episode. Good
Yeah, we got
episode.
and so in the next episode look like it's finna be some fighting,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So then you got Daron, whose dragon is ready, and they say he's supposed to be joining the fight. Daron is Allison's youngest son
Mm-hmm.
that was sent to Old Town. So he's got a dragon. You have Aemond, who is telling Helena she need to hop on her dragon.
Oh wait, did we? So we we talked about him pulling up, but we did not talk about him busting the U-turn. He pulled up, saw the dragons, and was like, "Okay, Vagar, we got to go." No. I know
Yeah.
you. No, don't do that.
So, and you know, Vagar, listen, this time, see, when it was just Arax, like, nah,
Yeah.
she chomped him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but now when the homies pop through,
Yeah.
listen,
Both of them was
I
like,
swear to God, all it
we
did was
probably
remind me of
shouldn't.
that video that I sent you from Notorious. We got the strap, huh? He got the strap.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. I was
But
like, that's accurate.
that's how they pulled up though. Amen was like,
It was ready
nah,
to do it, and then they was like, oh, we're not alone.
exactly. So I hear the season finale is supposed to be longer than the other episodes.
Okay, makes
I'm
sense.
not sure. So maybe it's like 2 episodes in one. It could be one of those hour-and-a-half ones. But
Y'all got
yeah,
predictions in the comments?
literally didn't want that smoke.
No,
Literally.
because it would have.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you the biggest, but there's a whole lot of them.
Yeah. And I'm thinking just in like I'm coming up with strategies in my head on how to fight Vagar. So like if they all was just flying like around them and just burn, because Vagar's slow. They all faster than her. You know what I'm saying? Just don't let her get close. Y'all burn her up from this side. We just be fly by. Like what's she gonna do? Like don't try to tussle with her. Do like Maylise was doing, fly by, scratch her up a little bit, and get on, and let the next one. You know what I'm saying? So
Who got next?
right. I wonder how Helena gonna do on that dragon, or if she's gonna do it. I think she might die if she does, though. I don't see her out there like warrior priestess or whatnot.
Right.
So we'll see. But y'all, yeah, episode 7 in the books. We got one more episode. We still want to know. There's some other shows out there. We have we talked about reviewing Your Honor as a series. There's another that I heard was good. We talked about Presumed Innocent. There's some movies out
No,
there.
you said that's Apple TV? I don't
Yeah,
think I have Apple TV.
We got to get your Fire Stick set up then.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm with it. Is that something I could do when I come out there, or I can?
You can possibly get it done depending on what your schedule is like.
Hey, okay, or just tell me the steps.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
Yeah, that way you got access to more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we want more things to watch so we can bring out more watch party stuff or whatnot, so that we can unpack it, discuss it, and everything else. And we still have more content coming. So again, we have the exclusive episodes that are in the Patreon. We still have some older episodes on the YouTube. New episodes are coming. Patreon, you'll get those first. Our members of Patreon will get those new episodes first. So we really want to encourage y'all to join the Patreon, y'all. We're gonna have a good time, and there's some more stuff coming in there. One thing we haven't been talking about a whole lot is our plus minus challenge. That's still going on. We're heading into month 2 of that. So join our challenges. This is about our mental health, our self-care, having healthy discussions, and being entertained at the same time. So we want to build this community of doing a whole lot of things together, and we appreciate y'all for being along here for the ride.
Absolutely. And then we said we're gonna do lives just for Patreon too, right? We're gonna so we can really talk for real, not be worried about
so in our Patreon we'll be having some live episodes that are a lot more raw, a lot more uncensored, a lot less filtered, where
we'll give you the link so you can
actually
hop on and
be
chat
on
with
us.
We
want to actually talk to y'all. The comments are great, but we want y'all to be able to hop on and talk. And that again, that'll stay in the Patreon. So that we can create some safe spaces and have some discussions. We want to talk social issues, we want to talk relationship, we want to talk marriage, we want to talk spiritual stuff, we want to talk about all of it and just get everyone's input and insight and grow together. So that'll be coming very, very soon. But in the meantime, y'all, I'm not even gonna take it out with high energy. I'm gonna go to it right. This has been the Crossroads Watch Party. We appreciate y'all participating. And in closing, always remember,
be free to be you. I'm coming to H-Town.
They will be in town tomorrow. So
I better go pack first. Or else.
I've been owing her some tacos for quite some time.
I'm so excited.
I'm gonna be cooking tacos tomorrow. I got y'all's beverages as well. Your beverage choice.
We about to partake and partake.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. So I'm gonna log off and get this house together. Because me, and I don't do nast.
Don't do nast.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not nast. It ain't no nast, but make sure that it's presentable, or whatnot. So I'm excited.
Looking forward to seeing you in person.
In person, get that for real hug.
Yes.
All right, y'all. We love y'all.
See you next week. Bye.